Mr. Ricks, tell me your most interesting, crazy story you have ever done in your life. Let's hear it.
My most interesting and
crazy. Crazier than jumping out of an airplane.
that was the craziest thing I've ever done in my life.
That was the craziest thing you've ever done?
And it's the only time I shouldn't have argued.
Why is that?
Well, they told me I was too little. And I told them it didn't say anything about my size on the orders. I told the sergeant that.
So for like the Army?
It was this, well, he was Army, I was Air Force.
Oh.
And after he listened to my story that I had a set of orders that said I was to go to his jump school in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, he said he would help me. And every time I jumped, I thought, you know, I shouldn't have argued with him. I should have let him send me back to the air base so I didn't have to jump out of airplanes. It is not fun. A military jump is not a fun jump.
Yeah.
I don't know jumping from even a greater height would be any more fun, and that's what the people do now who voluntarily go up in airplanes and jump out of them for a thrill. They're up about 10, 12,000 feet.
Ew.
And most of our jumps were from less than 1,500 feet.
Wow.
You don't get much time to think about it. And then the next thing about jumping in the way I did, of all the jumps, most of them were at night.
Ooh.
That's kind of scary. So that's the worst thing.
Don't know when you hit the ground, huh?
Well, you got to get ready to hit the ground. And if you're light like I was, you're the first guy out of the plane.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. But I wouldn't do it again. You couldn't pay me to jump out of an airplane.
Yeah. So what story do you like best, like telling people? Like what's your favorite story to tell?
Oh, there's a couple of them. I like to tell about the fact that two of the kids that I taught in grade school, when they graduated from high school, they gave me their gold cords.
Aww.
And the reason why they were giving it to me, one was because she said I had taught her Spanish, and she has a doctoral degree and teaches at the University of Miami-Dade, Dade County, and she's written 3 books and published them about how to learn or how to teach languages. And she blames it all on me. She was on welfare all the way through grade school, high school. The other one was a boy who broke into the school. The first time I had seen him, he was going into the 4th grade, and I took him home. And one of the things I told his dad and mother was I didn't think there was anything wrong with Vinny, except he needed to make better friends. And that's what he said when he put his gold cord around my neck. He said, you told my dad, my mother, and I that I needed to make better friends. And when he said that, he placed the cord around my neck and said, and you were that friend.
Aww.
And he still is. He's still a friend of mine.
That's awesome.
So those kinds of relationships that you get to as a teacher are really long-lasting. And I've made friends with a lot of kids here that are long-lasting. Last Tuesday, a week ago, there was a get-together. New teachers were being introduced into the community in the old D-Lake school. And this little girl, young lady, came running up to me, threw her arms around me and said, Mr. Ricks, are you still subbing? And I said, yes, I am. And she says, oh, good. When I need a sub, I'm going to call you. The girl, I taught her kindergarten. Let's see, 15, it was 12, 13 years plus 5, 18 years ago. And she still remembered that. And I still remember it. So it's hard to pick out one memory.
Yeah.
I've had so many great memories that were caused by kids that I taught, never knowing when you go into a classroom how well you get to know a kid.
Yeah.
But my secret to teaching, when you walk in the door, show them you care, and they'll care back, just like you. Right?
Yes, I love Mr. Ricks.
Okay.
So, you said Benny? Was that one of his name?
Ben was
Ben.
the boy.
Ben, why did he
Break into the
break
school?
into the school? What
Well,
the heck?
he
What type
had-
of friends did he have?
He had just met 3 kids, and of course I couldn't call his home, but there was no phone. They were on welfare. His dad had been injured in a logging accident. His mother was going to school trying to become a nurse's aide, and the 3 boys, he was just with them. He had just met them. And they were good kids, all right, but they were just being foolish. And I got a hold of their parents, and they told me what they did, who picked up the rock and broke the window, and whose idea it was. And Ben was just going along. Benny was a good kid. He got a scholarship to SC in math. I thought he would get a scholarship to a smaller school as an athlete, and I was really surprised. But that's what I used to give him to do, something to do with math, when he got in trouble in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I was a teacher vice principal at the time, and I got to talk to him after he got in trouble. And mainly he just got into trouble so he could get kicked out of class and come into my room.
Something I'd do.
Huh?
So that's something I would do.
Well, yeah, he did it because he liked me, and I was taught him to use a slide rule, which is something it was a mechanical adding or computer slide rule was. It was preceded the calculators that we have today, and he learned to use it pretty well. He got to be an engineer. That's what he did with his life. And I communicate with his little sister more than I do him because he's traveling around the world a lot
Yeah.
on construction projects. And I think he's supposed to retire this next year. I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah. Too long, huh?
No, it's nobody should quit a job that they enjoy doing.
Definitely.
So that's why I'm here today. I told the 7th grade I would be here, and I have been for quite a few years on this day. Every year I come in and volunteer.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's very
Yes. Well, most of them look at me, you told us you would be here. I said, you don't lie to students. They figure those lies out real quick.
Yes, they do.